Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever and wherever you might be watching this. It's about 7:30 this morning. We're here at the Ferncroft Road Trailhead. A common place for whiteface and Passaconaway, two of New Hampshire's 4,000 footers. But today we're not doing that. Actually going to continue my journey hiking the 52 with a view. Today we're going to do a delisted peak called Square Ledge and then do a listed peak called Mount Paugus. Both should have really good views. It's a beautiful day. A little bit of a fall in the air this morning. It's like 45 degrees. Let's hit the trail. Beautiful morning. It's been super humid in New England, I don't know, the past week or so, and the weather finally broke into yesterday, and it's just beautiful today. It feels like straight up fall up here. I think the temperature got down to like 43 degrees when I was driving around Sandwich. Really pretty ride over here. You go by the Squam Lakes and stuff. Trailhead's just off 113. I think we're in Sandwich. I'm not sure exactly which town, maybe Albany. Hopefully it's a beautiful day and it stays this way. The forecast looks awesome. Super excited, took the day out of work. It's the Friday before Labor Day weekend, September 1st, 2023. And we're doing a loop of sorts. Maybe I'll see if I can fill it in somewhere in the video. We're gonna go sort of out and back to Square Ledge and then out and back again to Paugus. And hopefully check out some cool stuff along the way. We're gonna kick things off going up the Kelley trail. I picked this trail specifically because it's supposed to have some really cool box canyon and some gorges and stuff. Kind of sounded really appealing compared to some of the other routes. So we're gonna hit that and get to Paugus Pass, where I believe we'll meet the Lawrence Trail. And I think we'll be heading left from there to do Square Ledge first. Not sure which way actually I'm gonna go to Square Ledge yet. Can go Oliverian Brook and then swing off Square Ledge Branch Trail, or we can just keep going down Lawrence too. I believe it's just called Square Ledge Trail. So we'll see what we're feeling. Probably look at the map and stuff. If all goes well, today's kind of out and back jaunt should be like 13 miles. And I'm guessing it's gonna be somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000 feet. Shouldn't say not a total guess. I did look at maps and sort of elevation gain and kind of guesstimated. AllTrails is usually off. I did make a map on AllTrails. So we'll see what we're actually in for today. But again, it's a beautiful day. It's a good day for a big hike. I started pretty early. I left home like 4:15 this morning to get here for about 7:15, 7:20. The lot was already super full. Probably lots of people doing whiteface and Passaconaway, would be my guess. Especially after it's been so rainy and stuff this summer. It's been really tough to hike, especially the higher summits, I'm sure. But we'll see how crowded it is on these 252 with a view peaks today. So one kind of funny thing I did want to mention while I had it on my mind, and I forget about it with the views and just hiking, but it's kind of funny. I was trying to do my little spiel this morning, doing my little intro and whatnot, and there's quite a few people in the parking lot already, and I never like to be rude and be like that guy shooting when you're trying to have a good time with your friends. I enjoy making these videos, but like I don't want to be rude to people and ruin rather their nature experiences. But like literally I was trying to set up my tripod and like no word of lie, some dude just comes up behind me, starts doing calf stretches, just banging out calf stretches, which is like great, but I'm like, he walked over from his car halfway across the parking lot, looked at the trail sign, started doing some calf stretches as soon as I hit record. So I don't know, maybe you just wanted to make sort of an appearance. I don't know. You do you, random calf stretch guy. You do you. Continuing along in this little box canyon, and as you just saw, we just crossed into the Sandwich Range Wilderness, part of the White Mountain National Forest. This box canyon is really cool. It's got like a Lord of the Rings almost vibe. It's been pretty steady, up, some good up here, and then kind of leveling out again. I've done about 700 feet in so far. And there's water everywhere, by the way, which I think it's wet normally, and with this summer, it's even better, at least in terms of not having to carry a lot of water. Not great for some of the flooding and some of the other stuff that's happened this summer. There's some really pretty little mini waterfalls and rivers and streams and whatnot. And it's cool, like one side of the canyon's like completely lit up. And if we swing over to the other side, you can see on the camera, it's like super dark. Pretty cool. And that box canyon's really cool. It's like a little mini Flume Gorge almost. I don't want to say Flume Gorge because it's not as spectacular as that with waterfalls and whatnot. But it was really neat. Could stop trying to grab my camera here. Highly encourage checking it out if you're going to do Mount Paugus. Ken McRae's guide recommended checking it out. I kind of mentioned it. So yeah, that was really cool. We're coming to the end of the box canyon. I believe we'll be hitting the junction with the Lawrence Trail next. So we're here at the junction of the Lawrence Trail, the Kelley Trail, and the Oliverian Brook Trail. So technically here I could either go Oliverian Brook and then cut back towards the Square Ledge Trail, or just go down Lawrence and go back to the Square Ledge Trail. I think I'm gonna go down Lawrence and just go back to Square Ledge Trail that way. See if I make sort of a loop back or not. I think the mileage is pretty negligible. I know it does start to go up and then go down again. Really actually towards the Kank, that's where Oliverian Brook goes. So I guess that's just what I'm feeling, so that's what we're gonna do today. I crossed one other hiker finally, but it's been really quiet out here. And wilderness area is something noticeable about the trail sign. They don't usually show mileages. It just kind of shows which direction it's kind of up to you to know the mileage and where you're going. And luckily I do, we got a map, we got AllTrails, so we're set in that aspect today. So let's head up to Square Ledge, X52 with a view. One thing that's probably become fairly obvious already is there's quite a few trail junctions going out here through here. We're on the Square Ledge Trail now, but that junction was Walden Trail, Lawrence Trail, Old Mast Road, which actually branched off Kelley Trail, and Square Ledge Trail. Kind of did a double take for a second over there. Just definitely pay attention to where you're going when you're in a wilderness area, especially if you're filming and not always paying the best attention as you should be. Like I just was and started to go down the wrong trail. I'll be honest about that. But we're on the right trail now. A little overgrown. This was removed from the 52 with a view list in 2020. Told it still has notable good views, and I felt like if I just kind of did Mount Paugus today, might have been kind of a short day for a 3 hour or so ride up. So that's why we're doing this. So we're at yet another junction. This is the junction of the Square Ledge Branch Trail, the Square Ledge Trail. So this way goes up to Square Ledge, that way goes back to Oliverian Brook. I kind of already made up my mind, I'm gonna go back Oliverian Brook, I think, to hit that junction back with the Lawrence Trail, just because that trail went up and down quite a few times. It was wet, slippery. Doesn't look like it gets a ton of use, not like it was hard to follow or anything, but just not a ton of use for sure. So this bit is supposed to be pretty steep going up to Square Ledge, so I probably won't film because I don't want to go out like that, slipping down a ledge to my doom with the camera. So probably see you up there next time, or next clip I should say, and hopefully there's some really nice views. And like I said, gonna go back down Oliverian Brook that way. Looks like it's more of a consistent up as opposed to a like up and down sort of skirting the backward ridgeline sort of up. So that's what I'm gonna go with. So yeah, just to give you a quick little glimpse of what the trail sort of looks like. Yeah, White Mountains 101 sort of boulder, scrambly, 3 points of contact, kind of scramble up here. Not to use the word scramble too much, but it's pretty much what it's been. Kind of swings to the right, we're sort of going up the eastern side. Probably be a little tricky coming down, but that's the plan. Definitely easier to probably ascend this than go down it. Definitely wilderness area. A few times where you gotta kind of pay attention where you're going, but it's discernible. You've been in the wilderness areas, sort of in the whites before. Let's keep going up. Kind of a nice little surprise on the way up here. I didn't read about this, but there's definitely just a really nice view across Mount Paugus. You can see the south peak and the summit ledges, I'm fairly sure. That's pretty much the destination of the 52 with the view list. And you can sort of see the main summit kind of going up over there, the little saddle. That's where we'll be headed after this. I think we're pretty close to the top of Square Ledge. Looks like it goes up in the trees a little bit. It's a beautiful day. I've been saying that all day, but it's super clear out. Visibility looks pretty phenomenal. So I think we're gonna have some outstanding views today. Very nice. Little grown in, but some really interesting views, for sure. See past the Conaway way up there. I'll give you a look around. So I can definitely tell why it was delisted. I would still say it's a worthy destination though. Like directly behind me, like over here, you can see Mount Passaconaway. Over this way is sort of a ridge line where Mount Hibberd, also next 52 with a view, and Mount Wanalancet are. Over this way behind me, you can see Paugus. And actually way back over here, sorry, I'm kind of pivoting around, hopefully I don't make anybody sick. You can sort of see, do this quickly. You can see the hump of like Mount Carrigan basically poking out over there. Kind of an interesting perspective. I think that's maybe probably hedgehog or potash that you can see back there too, with a bunch of ledge on it. Pretty neat. Kind of a cool little perspective out here in the Sandwich Range Wilderness. See if there's any more ledges out here. I might poke around a little bit. It looks like there probably was a ton of blueberries not that long ago. I think these are all just blueberry bushes up here. They tend to love this like ledgy, sort of sunny areas. It's been really cool up here. Probably hung out for like 20 minutes, had some snacky snacks. Hadn't really eaten since this morning. Had a breakfast sandwich from Hooksett that was fantastic. Highly recommend if you're driving up here and you go by 93. They have really good breakfast sandwiches. Good pre-hike meal. And I think we're gonna start heading towards Paugus. I'm gonna stash my camera in my tripod because it's gonna be pretty treacherous going down that. Gonna just go slow. And we'll see you at the bottom. Okay, so we're back down to the Square Ledge Branch Trail and Square Ledge Trail Junction. I'm gonna head this way down Square Ledge Branch Trail towards Oliverian Brook. Been a hot minute since I had to stop and actually fix the microphone on top of my camera. It's a little Rode Video Go mic, and I've had good luck with it, but I sort of crammed it in my backpack and the top had just sort of popped off. It's probably just like glued in or something. Luckily, some duct tape that I had in my backpack that I haven't had to use yet for anything came in super handy. So it's currently duct taped to the top of the mount on the hot shoe. Hopefully that'll get us through the rest of the day. So let's head to Oliverian Brook Trail, and then we're gonna head back to that junction where the Lawrence Trail hits, and we'll start going up Mount Paugus. Okie dokie. So we made it to the Oliverian Brook Trail. Gonna head back to Paugus Pass and continue making our way towards Paugus. That trail was relatively easy, the Square Ledge Branch Trail. Just kind of went down. One other thing I don't think I touched upon yet is that in wilderness areas, there's not usually blazes or anything either. That's kind of just another thing with wilderness areas, so you gotta pay a little bit more attention depending where you're going, just that you're on the right path and stuff. But yeah, just one thing to note, no blazes usually. You might see some faded ones and some little wooden signs where things aren't super obvious where to go. There was one going up to Square Ledge, there was like an arrow just carved into a little sort of wooden block on a tree that kind of just pointed that way so you didn't go off trail, but kind of another wilderness area fact out in the Whites, and I imagine anywhere that you're in wilderness area in the US. Water's a little cold. Alright, so biggest nemesis on the Oliverian Brook Trail so far. I'm fairly certain I'm the first person walking on it. And why I know that, and what the nemesis is literally hundreds of spider webs. I've actually been carrying my tripod in front of me. I'm debating breaking out my trekking pole. But there's just little spiders making webs across the trail. Which I'm guessing is because I'm the first person that's walked across this, at least today. But yeah, little spiders. My camera's all cobwebbed up. I'm sorry I'm ruining their webs. But everywhere. Okay, so once again, we're back at this junction with the Lawrence Trail, Oliverian Brook Trail, and a Kelley Trail, and we're gonna head that way up the Lawrence Trail to the summit of Mount Paugus. We just passed the junction for the cabin trail, which leads to a slightly different trailhead off 113. Technically I could go down that and actually road walk back to Ferncroft if I wanted to. I'm actually thinking about it just because I got a double back along trail that I've already done for like a third time on that Lawrence Trail junction. I'll have to go by that again. And originally I was planning to go down Old Mast Road, so I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll switch it up. But it looks like we got kind of a bit of down into this sort of, I don't know, ravine sort of low point it looks like between Paugus and another little neighboring peak, and then we'll start our final climb up to Mount Paugus. Paugus has a north summit and a south summit. The south summit is actually lower than the north, but that's the destination that we're going to today. It's wooded, but it's got really nice ledges that I believe look southeast, and a great view of sort of the Sandwich Range. Keep rolling. We're at about 7.5, 8-ish miles. I'll say usually my watch is off. And just about 2,700 feet of gain for the day. So it's been pretty good. I feel like every time it's gotten steep, it kind of levels out again, which is nice. So suffice it to say that we've begun our climb up Mount Paugus. Looks like we got a little reprieve here, then a pretty good steep bit coming up. Kind of leveled out at this little low point that I talked about earlier, and then started climbing up pretty good. So it looks like we're finally leveling out as we're going by the true summit, which is a bushwhack if you did want to get to it. I'm not doing that. And we should be headed towards south. Forgive me for not taking a ton of video on that section because it was just steep. There was some switchbacks, which was kind of shocking. Usually there's no switchbacks anywhere in the Whites. That made things a little bit easier, but it went up a good, I'd say at least 600 feet in less than half a mile, so it was quite steep. Quite steep. Manageable, but I knew I had another climb coming. Square Ledge wasn't going to be the only one today. And I think we're going to have amazing views. Day just keeps unfolding in its beauty. Oh yeah, this is super nice. Beautiful. 5 stars. These ledges are absolutely spectacular. I'm gonna run out of adjectives probably to describe how beautiful the view is. But just great views. You can kind of see towards Winnipesaukee, the Ossipes. Then you have the whole way face past the Conaway behind us. You can actually see Square Ledge where we were earlier today. It's pretty sweet. Just really pretty. And there's nobody up here. I've seen 2 people all day, which is just wild because I'm sure the parking lot of Ferncroft is loaded with cars right now, with people probably hiking way facing past the Conaway. So sometimes it pays to explore sort of the less traveled places, and I think that's one of the things I like the most about the 52 of the view list. It kind of shows you these different places. That was a heck of a haul up here though, I'm not gonna lie. 2 steepest parts today definitely were just going up Square Ledge and going up here. But man, I'm gonna chill up here for a while, soak in some views for sure. Okay, so I've got to get heading back down, unfortunately. Got to drive back to Southeastern Mass tonight. Got about a 3-hour ride ahead of me. These ledges are phenomenal. You could stay up here for hours easily. Just this view it's super. It's kind of just a different perspective that I haven't seen before. It's cool to look out on the bigger peaks from the smaller ones for sure. Sometimes I feel like even more so than actually being on a lot of the 4Ks themselves. Certainly Whiteface and past Conaway, I would argue. If you made it this far and you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like and consider subscribing to my channel, Nick Hikes and Plays Guitar. And we'll see you in the next one.